Hello and welcome. In today's video, I will be sharing with you a creative process to help you integrate your inner seeing to your outer seeing. In this creative process, we will begin to heal the fragmentation from your inner eyes, what you see on the inside and what you see on the outside. When you have this fragmentation, it can feel like a disconnect. It can feel like you don't even recognize your own life. It's one of those moments of you walk into your living room and you are looking around and saying, where, why, why did I buy that couch? I don't even like that couch. That is a disconnect between your internal and your external. When these are integrated and you're seeing from the internal to the external and it's integrated and it's connected, this is where you can experience this beautiful, powerful alignment, creative flow, and joy. So, welcome to this creative process. My name is Beth. I am a creatively fit coach and intentional creativity teacher. And I love to share creative tools to help you connect and unlock your inner creative and a deeper connection to yourself. If this resonates with you, please click the subscribe and like button. So, this integrating the inner seeing and external seeing. The best way to describe this is sharing a personal experience. Maybe you have experienced this in your life as well. And this is the only time we'll go backwards. I was young and I visualized this tree, and I wanted to create this tree from the inside out. I just wanted to paint it. You could feel the flow, the energy. So I painted this beautiful tree. I love this tree. This was my expression of the tree. And then a loving, maybe not so loving, teacher, parent, friend, sibling sees this heartfelt painting you created from the inside and says, "What is that?" And you say, "It's a tree." And they say, "That's not a tree. That's not a tree. That's not what a tree looks like. What do you think you are, an artist? You're not an artist." And maybe even laugh at you. I was laughed at. At that moment, I no longer trusted what I was seeing on the inside and expressing on the outside. That moment, I started to trust what was on the outside to create what was on the inside. This cycle just flipped. So now I'm creating a life trusting more external than what I want to create internal. And in this society, it is more valued if you duplicate things. Like if I would have painted a tree that looks just like a tree in nature, it would have been a whole different story. Oh, you are an artist because I can duplicate what I see externally, but that's not what I want. I want to create from the inside out instead of the outside in. And each has its own value. Duplicating nature, creating that way does have value, but what also has deep value is creating from the inside out. I am so passionate. I want you to create your own expression of what you see. Be inspired by what you see, but express from the inside out. And to strengthen these, it is this daily creative practice. And the amazing thing about it, you created that disconnect. You created that fragmentation. So you have the power to reconnect. You have the power to create something new. I just think that is amazing. Um, gives the power back to you. Create a life you love. Be the artist of your life. Create from the inside out. Get off the tangent there. So it is a daily creative practice. And I do have the 28 days of gratitude. It's a daily practice to get you going. And I will put that in the description box below. Also, before you start, I do have another video about integrating the critic and the muse. I would recommend that you watch that first and then come to this video after you watch that. And I will also put that in the description box below. We are just building and building and reconnecting and creating strength in these threads of connection to ourselves, our inner gnosis, wisdom, inspiration, intuition, and creating from that place. I think if we create it from an inside out, the world would be very different. And I can only say from personal experience, recognizing where the fragmentation was and starting to create my life from the inside out instead of the outside in, instead of duplicating, I'm able to recreate my life, my relationships, my family, my community. All of that starts with just acknowledging where the fragmentation happens and during this process of creating and gaining that muscle. Um, so to begin, like I mentioned before, the video before this, integrating the critic and the muse, description box below. When we integrated the critic and the muse, we came up with a word or words that would have and feel the essence of when the critic and the muse were one voice. And remember what that was. What is that? For me, it was joyful freedom. Joyful freedom. So before we get into the drawing part of this, I really am inviting you to embody, get in the body, feel it in your body. Those words you created came from the inside out. So we're going to dance. And I invite you to be as free and goofy and however you want to be. If you cannot stand up, chair dance. Do whatever you can do to get in your body. Feel that essence of the words you created and embody it. So I'm going to invite you to find a song that feels like the essence of those words and get up and dance. I am going to get up and dance. This is creating from the inside out. Not comfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is what my heart is calling me to do. Being brave, letting my muse sing. So my song is Freedom from John Batiste. Because of YouTube copyright things, I'm going to mute my mic, but you'll see me dancing. I invite you to be brave, get up, move, and dance. The song is about 3 minutes long. You're welcome to fast forward this. And I'll see you when you get back from finding your song and dance. Ooh, that is fun. Really, I invite you to be brave, be free, let your muse sing. Let your internal eyes be seen. So, whew, let me get a glass of water. Okay, now that I feel all of that joyful freedom moving through me, like literally moving through me, we are now going to get into the drawing part, the creative part. So I'm going to invite you to get 2 different color pens and paint and your watercolor paper or canvas. Again, if you don't want to use paint, a pen is great. I do recommend at least 2 different colors. It does help with your brain to create a new pathway. So I will change the view and we will get started in the painting part. Okay. So to begin, with your pen, I'm going to invite you to write, I am grateful for healing the fragmentation between my inner seeing and external seeing. Okay, then the next part, grab a marker color. And I'm going to remind you, you cannot get this wrong. It's about the process, it's not about the product. And I invite you just to say loose and intuitive. And if you get too much in your mind, too much in your head, and coming back to the intention of healing this fragmentation between your inner seeing and your outer seeing, you can put your marker in your non-dominant hand. That will give your mind something to focus on. So the first thing we're going to do is draw an eye. Now stay loose and intuitive with this. And this eye is going to represent your internal eye. And then across from that, you are going to draw another eye, but differently. It doesn't, I want it to look different than this eye. And this eye is going to represent your external seeing. And now under this internal eye, I want you to do a series of eyes below this. And I want you to be inspired by this eye, but not duplicated. So you're inspired and you're just going to stay loose, but it doesn't have to be the same eye. Just loosely, my internal seeing. It's about the process. And you're going to do the same thing under your external eye. Again, being inspired by what you already drew, but not duplicating. By doing this, You are acknowledging that both these ways of seeing are value. They do have value. And they both are important. And integrating them together. They both have value. And by repeating, you're just reinforcing that they both have value. And now I'm going to invite you to change your pen color. Use your other pen color. And now this is metacognitive drawing, right? You're thinking about thinking while drawing. This time, I don't want you to lift up your pen or your marker. Leave it on the canvas or the paper. And you're going to start in the middle. And as you're drawing the line of connection between your inside eyes and your outside eyes. And you're creating an affirmation. So I am connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. I'm connecting my outside eyes to my inside eyes. I'm connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. I'm connecting my outside eyes to my inside eyes. I'm connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. I'm connecting my outside eyes to my inside eyes. I'm connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. I'm connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. Connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. I'm connecting my outside eyes to my inside eyes. I'm connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. I'm connecting my outside eyes to my inside eyes. Connecting my inside eyes to my outside eyes. You are now integrating your outside self, how you're being outside in the world, to your inside self. And in this process, it helps to connect the elements of ourselves that, when disconnected, cause incredible havoc. Because we create a life that doesn't match who we really are inside. When they are connected, there is a profound healing, and we can make decisions that are aligned with our highest level of intuition and access. And all this is hardwired in the body, the brain, the field, which also holds all these stories. And this image is a proof that you are doing the work. You are starting the healing of the fragmentation. So now I'm going to ask you to choose 2 colors of paint, 2 paints. Allow your muse to choose this. Allow your inner eyes to choose 2 colors. So you can spray down spray this down. So as you bring the first color, you are integrating the idea that your inside seeing and your outside seeing are connecting together. You put them in a physical form on the canvas, on the paper. You brought them to the physical. And let this be a meditative Feel what is arising for you. You can speak the affirmation of fragmentation is being healed. This is happening now. When you feel complete with the first color, you can add the second color. This would represent your external eyes. Did you see I'm bringing the external into the internal, and I did the same. So now we are going to mix those two colors together. And this is the integrated color. This is the color of the internal and external. Fragmentation healed, and there's connection now through this color. The internal and external are one. Just feel what that feels like in your body. It's just a noticing. So after this, I'm going to invite you to do a journal process and ask the question, what in my life feels fragmented right now, where the inside of me doesn't match the outside of me right now? Not going backwards, not becoming a victim or a pity party right now. And I ask you and invite you to be brave and honest with yourself. This is about having access to your truth, your recognition that you are also right now through this painting are working to heal the fragmentation that you have become aware of. You have the power to heal this fragmentation. You created it and you can recreate it. I hope you enjoyed this process. I hope this process begins your healing in your fragmentation between your inner voice or your inner seeing and your outer seeing. Again, give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, give yourself time. And this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. And I do invite you to have a daily creative practice And I will link the two videos that I have to help you on your way and do what feels right from the inside out. Again, thank you for spending your time with me. Bye for now.